Hey guys, and today I'll be looking at the change of base rule in logarithms and mainly proving it. So to start off, let's get familiar with what the change of base rule is. And basically what it is that if you have the logarithm of x with base a, you can rewrite this to be a logarithm with base b. And this might be useful for you if you're solving an equation and you want all of the logarithms to have the same base, then you need to do a base change. And in order to do this, you will use this rule right here. So let's see this in actual practice. So for example, let's say you have logarithm base 3 of x, but you want it to be in base 2. So how could you rewrite this? Well, according to the change of base rules right here, this can be written as the logarithm of base 2, because that's what we want, of x divided by the logarithm of base 2 of 3. Okay, let's look at the second example. Here we have the logarithm of base x of 7, and we want this to be in base 9. So we can rewrite this, referring back to this rule, as the logarithm of base 9, which is what we want, of 7. So we take the argument first, and then the base, divided by the logarithm with base 9 of x. Right? So now here we have our 2's, here we have our 9's, and this can be very helpful, like I said before, if you want all of your logarithms to be written in the same base. So now let's actually prove it, which is the important part either way. So in order to do this, we're working with log a of x, right? And we want to switch it to log base b. So first, let's say that log of x with base a is equal to a variable called m, right? And using the logarithm definition, we can then say that a to the power of m is equal to x, right? This is our basic definition of a logarithm and what it does. So now we can change the base, and if we have that a of m is equal to x, what is stopping us from taking our desired base, which in this case, if we want to look at this definition, let that be b, so we can take the logarithm of both sides. So now we have the logarithm with base b of a to the m is equal to the logarithm of base b of x. And if we look at this side of the equation, at the left side, this might seem familiar to you if you have come across the power rule in logarithms. And if not, we can prove that later in a future video. But what the power rule basically says is that if you have a log of m to the n, then you can rewrite it as n times log of m. So how we can apply this over here is we can write the m right here times the logarithm of base b of a is equals to the logarithm of base b of x. And would you look at that? We have m right here. And now we can refer back to our definition of m and substitute it back in. So now we have that the logarithm of base a of x times the logarithm of base b of a is equal to the logarithm of base b of x. And all we have to do is simply bring the logarithm of base b of a to the other side right here. So we're just going to divide. And then we end up with the logarithm of base a of x is equal to the logarithm with base b of x divided by the logarithm of base b of a. And that is exactly the rule that we have over here. So this was the proof. Keep in mind, this was very simple. It was very neat and nice. And if you look at it in this way, you see why it makes sense, right? You can see the process behind it. And now you can fully and confidently use this rule and be comfortable with it. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.